Up, I like scary. We are back. I hope you guys are having an awesome day. I'm having an awesome day. It feels great to be a horror fan. So you guys, today we're going to talk about the Halloween Ends novel. You guys, I actually finished the novel last night, and wow, I think last night was probably the best few chapters I've read out the whole book. I could just see it playing out in my mind. It was crazy. So before we get started, definitely smash the like button, you guys. It definitely helps the channel. But alright, man. So to cover everything I kind of read was basically that Lindsay, you guys, Cal Richards had a little bit more time in the book to kind of breeze through what happened. She actually, wanted Hawkins to play, his guitar and everything at the bar. That's how I'm gonna start it off. And this is Lindsay's scene, and he's kind of like, I don't know. He had a guitar, he just fucking around with it, but he took her serious. He went, make a long story short, he played the guitar. She enjoyed it. She, Hawkins actually, I guess he's a, great, musician. But as we kind of progress through the scene, she goes out, he takes a freaking pot break, and she's smoking, she's doing what she's doing by the dumpsters, and she looks, and it gets crazy. So she looks, she sees the shape of somebody in the darkness, and she she quickly grabs a weapon, boards, has nails and stuff in it, and she finds out basically that, so first she runs back into the bar, and she tells Hawkins and everything, it's the shape, how it goes. She goes out, they still see something. She's pointing Hawkins. He looks like, okay, where is it? She finds out that it's actually a guy that is always in a bar or whatever. His name is like Danny. He was taking a leak outside. He scared Cal Richards half to death. Yeah, I know it's not one of those scenes like, okay, but it was like, I know you guys wanted to know more about Lindsay. Lindsay actually in the book has more, and we're going to talk about Lindsay a little bit more as we go through. So as we progress, we're kind of pushing towards the end. So you guys remember they tore down the Myers house and they didn't show it to us, but we saw it on news. So they tore down the Myers house and made like a garden for people, just to have like a freaking memorial thing. But so it's these characters, their name, let me see, I forgot. I think one of them is John. I want to say John and Deborah. So they made, costumes and everything for some kids. They made costumes for some kids on Halloween night that's, to be dressed up like Michael. And they're like basically surrounded and everything. And to kind of tell you, to put the picture in mind, I want to read it to you. It says, a glowing light radiated out of the dying community garden on the old Myers property. A small group of 7th graders dressed in jumpsuits, the mask, and had the mask to look like Michael Myers, gathered around a burning jack-o'-lantern inside the garden to conjure the missing boogeyman. John had come up with the idea with his best friend Deborah and put it into motion. So to kind of push through it, they were trying to see if they could bring Michael back, just joking around. It's Halloween night, and what got them doing that, they actually did like that Bloody Mary, say it in the mirror type thing. So they went and did that, and make a long story short, they get a jack-o'-lantern and put like corn syrup inside the jack-o'-lantern, for blood, for fake blood. But guess what? This is kind of playing along after Corey takes Michael's mask and everything. They look up, and I'm going to kind of tell you guys what's going on with this. It says, Nick whispered nervously, "Shh, I'm almost done." Deborah told him. Tommy turned and saw the shape too. "Is that a person?" Dean articulated the thing they did not want to consider. "No, it's him." Deborah and John removed their masks. They saw him too. Michael stood in the spot where his childhood bedroom once lived, watching the children. With their glowing pumpkins at the place where his sister window would have happened, studying the mask that looked like the one that someone had taken from him. And basically, to kind of push through that, they actually were joking around, saying they're going to summon Michael. Maybe he'll help us with all these problems. People were getting bullied in school, but Michael actually comes, but he's unmasked and everything. The cops pull up. He was standing there. They looked at him, and she's like, "What the hell? Did my ritual work?" But no, they just got lucky, and he just popped up. He was right there standing in that same spot where Judith Myers died, but just on the grass part, like in that same area on the blueprint. But yeah, he just kind of disappeared and left. But as we progress and everything with the final battle, now I mean, the final battle was kind of the same. It was more of like more details. You know, Laurie just kind of turning on music, and they kind of went on details. Like when she went into the pantry, she's looking at grill brushes and brooms, weapons she can use with Michael. But something that stood out to me that is very crazy. It's kind of like they almost say something that is freaking crazy, and it kind of explains something. So it says, Michael wrapped his fingers around Corey's neck and gazed into Corey's bleeding eyes, taking back the evil he had passed. It says he took back the evil he had passed. So, I don't know, I know it's just a novel, but they're saying that Michael actually passed the evil to Corey. So, as he, you know, killed him, they saw the evil leave his body. And it says, flashes of his bloody violence appeared within the glassy reflection of Corey's horrified eyes. All of it's coming back to him. So, basically, it all makes sense. And I've said this, that when Michael came back in that house and he grabbed Corey by the neck, it was like he got a little strong. Because think, Corey was doing the killings. You know, like Laurie said, the more he kills, the more he transcends to something that can't be defeated. And I feel like he killed Dr. Mathis. He killed the orange head chick. He killed the bullies. He killed a lot of people, you know, DJ Willie the Kid. So he's building up. He's getting stronger. So I wonder if it was something like when Michael killed him, he kind of obtained Corey's strength. And it kind of went in him. That's why he could last a little longer with Laurie Strode. I don't know, but that kind of stuck out to me when he said, you know, when they said in the book basically about the evil was passed back to Michael as he, you know, snapped Corey's neck and the evil left his eyes. So I'm like, what the hell? So as we kind of progress through everything, and this is something I want to talk about that is crazy. So that Laurie grabbed the refrigerator and thrust it forward. The heavily appliance crashed onto Michael's leg, locking him in place. Laurie moved back the drawer and pulled out that knife. The same knife Allison had used in her fight with Michael. So basically that knife that she had used in 2018. So she kept that for a long time. The same one Laurie used to chop fruit for her smoothies. That is crazy. She grabbed the handle with both hands and raised it over her head. Her face trembled with fury. Laurie had clenched the handle, securing it in grip, and then she brought it down like a pile driver to Michael's ribs and fracturing the blade and it speared in his body. So she actually kept that knife. You remember and that's probably why, to answer a lot of stuff, why the knife was getting zoomed in on a lot, Michael died by the butcher knife. So that's what it is. He died what he lived by that knife. So that's what I think now it's starting to come together, and that's why it kind of was getting shown a lot. So in 2018, you see Allison in the back of the truck, and she has the knife in her hand, and it kind of zooms into the knife. Then in Kills, we get, you know, Allison wrapping it up like, you're going to need this. So they're kind of planting seeds through these films. I like that. I really do like that. And, you know, she get the knife, she wraps it up in her shirt, she puts it down, and, you know, after everything happens in Kills, you catch Laurie walking out. She's like, I'm coming for you, Michael. Once she finds out he kills Karen, and she has the knife in her hand. So I love this. I love this. And now I will be lying if I say I didn't love it, because it's little details like that that make you appreciate the writing. So I wish they kind of would explain that in the movie though, but I don't think they did in Ends. But so after Kill, she walks out with the knife, but it ends, she does a little Jet Li shit and pulls the knife out the drawer, and she makes him see himself in the reflection. As Hawkins said, you know, maybe he's not looking out, maybe he's looking in, like she's almost like trying to see, like, is that true what Hawkins said? But the knife was in every trilogy, that specific knife. That is freaking crazy, and that is the knife that Michael died by, and Allison obtained that in Halloween 2018. So Michael lived by the knife, he died by the knife. Technically, I mean, they chopped his body up to kind of make sure the vessel was gone, but with the wrist slitting and everything, so that was a very cool touch. So Laurie kept the knife after all. Now, something I want to end off with is the ending that we didn't get. Now I'm gonna call this Allyson'S ending. So after everything happened, Allison just decided to say, you know, forget it. She's jetting out. She's leaving. Basically, to kind of read on to, you know, what's going on, Allison actually, before she leaves, she goes to the freaking junkyard where Michael dies and, you know, Corey kills the kids. So basically, it says that a few days earlier, Allison had turned to Prevo Auto Body Shop, where Simmons had taken over the business for now, and at the entrance of the office, basically, you know, they're saying that yeah, this is the freaking the body shop that Michael died and had been destroyed. They put Allyson's car on a lift and tightened the exhaust system, so she's finally getting her damn car fixed. And to stop her rattle while they worked, Allyson roamed around the yard. The gate hadn't been yet fixed, and Allyson could see dots of red speckled around some of the cars where Corey had unleashed his terror. Allyson found Corey's motorcycle leaning against an oil drum. She ran her hands over the chrome and then climbed on Allysson, gripped the bars as she looked over the horizon, and someone says, "You should take that," Simmons said as he came out of the garbage, wiping his hands. "It probably means more to you than it does any of us." "I couldn't do that," Allyson told him. "What would I do with it?" "You ride it, duh," Simmons smirked and laughed. "What else would you do with it? It's a motorcycle. I think it's a lovely idea," basically. So they trying to push Allison towards getting Corey's bike after everything he did, try to kill her grandmother, and which is what he did. So they called Corey, by the way, a mixed up, crazy kid. And Allison just smiled. So this is kind of a shocking ending. Allison smiled, not taking either one of them seriously. "No, we're serious. Ronald told us he'd never seen that boy happier." Basically saying, you know, Allison made Corey happy. And to kind of progress through everything, Allison stepped out and looked at Corey's motorcycle strapped to the trailer attached to her car. She tugged at her leather jacket and then got inside. Allison started the car, and basically she pulled off, drove past WRUG radio station, and then as it you know, disappeared into the rearview mirror, she passed the bridge that, you know, was by the clinic, and then she turned onto Lampkin Lane, driving past the garden where the Myers house once stood. Then she passed by her home. Once Allison decided to leave, all the places once felt so confined, and she seemed to just leave distant memories, leaving a sign behind her saying, "Now leaving Haddonfield." So basically, Allison had her own ending where she just passed by everything that, you know, everything that happened with Haddonfield and Michael. She even went past the Myers house on fucking Lampkin Lane, which is mind-blowing. But what's more mind-blowing with me is that she kept fucking Corey's bike after everything he did. It just doesn't make any sense to me. She kind of, you know, just kept Corey's bike, and yeah, I'm like, what the hell? That's crazy. I was not expecting that. So yeah, obviously she still kind of cares for Corey, or maybe it's something how Lori, you know, did with the mask, kept it for like some type of trophy. But she went past the Myers house too, kind of, you know. I would like to see that though, you know, see Allison's little in more detail. She kind of passed by, you know, all the things where shit happened, and just pulled off into the sunset. And I kind of speculated that type of ending, not with just Allison, but probably like Lori for the film. You know, they drive past the Myers house and stuff like that, just kind of taking us through memory lane since it's the end of the film. But one more thing I want to talk about is that, you know, Lori keeping the mask. It says that, you know, Lori opened her desk drawer, looked at the Michael Myers mask stuff. She removed it and studied the shapeless eyes. Looking back at her, she ran her fingers across the latex, and she felt its age and the rippled skin. She felt its pull. And as she proceeds, you know, as we proceed through the book, it says the same thing. Frank Hawkins comes, and, you know, with the vegetables and everything, and he was like, "Maybe once you're done reading the book, you should let me read it." And Lori says, "Maybe someday." Before Frank could reply, Lori closed the door on him. So it wasn't no sitting on the porch. It wasn't no hee ha ha. It was like, she's just like, fuck this. She just shuts the door on him, and Frank grabbed the vegetables and heard multiple locks were latching inside. And then he saw Lori's shape move away from the window and disappear from his view. It caused a chill to run down his spine. So I guess she wasn't fucking with Hawkins at the end. But it says this, finishing off the book. Inside Lori's office, his mask resting on her coffee table, waiting for his new shape. So we finished the Halloween Ends book, you guys. That was it by Paul Brad Logan. You wrote an awesome novel, man. I loved it, and I wish it could have been a lot of that more in the movie. But yeah, you guys, that was kind of the end in the novel. You got Allyson'S ending. You got Lori keeping the knife, killing Michael with the same knife they've been through stages with. You got her not even fucking with Hawkins, and it's saying that she kept the mask for possibly have someone come around and become the new shape. I don't know. But another thing I want to kind of throw in there is that Lindsay actually was at the procession. They said she was in the crowd waiting to see if this was really the end. So that's something I want to throw in there. So they showed her, I mean, they talked about her in the book saying she was at the procession. And yeah, man, the thing that fucked me up the most was that Allison kept Corey's bike. you know, for a trophy. I'm like, what? This is crazy. Or just to keep it, and then she smiled and shit. So I'm like, wow. What's going on, Allison? But unfortunately, you guys, this is the end of the video. Don't forget to hit me up on my social media. I like Scary on Instagram, I like Scary 77 on TikTok, Brandon on Facebook, and I like Scary on Twitter. And yeah, you guys, right there where it says subscribe next to, click join to become a member of the channel. Check out my Patreon, and so you can get exclusive content and benefits of the channel. And yeah, you all. Oh yeah. If you want me, I have the Halloween 2018 novel. If you want me to start a series on the Halloween 2018 novel, comment down below, you guys, and we can get started with that sometime soon. But yeah, you guys, I want you to watch some horror movies. Stay scary out there. I love you all. Peace.